Hey, everybody. You know what this is. You know what this is. This is about to be uh, that moment in time when we go and we bang our heads up against the wall, knowing that it's going to hurt, and we do it anyway. We do it anyway. Now, here's the sad part. Who remembers Fallout Anomaly? I remember it well. I remember giving it up very quickly in just just major frustration. Like God dang it. Why? Right? But can I say this? No matter how frustrated I was, how I told myself never, never ever, never ever again was we going to go and get back into this mess. So here we are. I gotta be honest with you. What we're looking at right now is got me stoked. I'm sitting there like, oh my goodness, right? And I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't. I wasn't even this excited to jump. I don't remember the last time I was this excited to jump into a game. A game, guys. Not even a mod list, but just a game. Then right at this moment, I'm kind of giddy. So you have to bear with me right now because I'm giddy and I'm rambling. Okay. So what is this? This is Fallen World. Okay. I think this is 0.1.3 version 0.1.3. This is basically the new updated version of Fallout and up, the next level. So much so that if you guys have ever done what's that, Wildlander, I believe it is, mod list for Skyrim, where it has its own basic UI and application, that launcher app. Same thing here, and it goes through a series of things that it wants you to check and make sure you got done and you're ready to go. I think we're ready to go. So the launcher kicks and starts everything up. You might have noticed that we don't have an actually MCM menu listed right here. I don't know if that's going to show up once we're in or whatever. I don't even know, like, gameplay survival. Okay. Controller dynamic power states enabled. I don't know what that means, to tell you the truth, but we have controller. I am on controller, so just so we know. And then here's controls, display. This is another thing. I'm not mad at the color, so I'm not gonna mess with the color. Okay, is that the flashlight or the Pip-Boy color? Okay, and this is, yeah, I'm not mad at that. I won't mess with that. Audio, music. Let's bring the music down a little bit. I want to bring the audio up a little bit more. All right, bring the music down. Bring the audio up. Okay. All right, let that save. Oh, okay. I'm so stoked right now. I'm almost afraid to hit the button, to be honest with you. I'm almost afraid to hit the button right now. Okay, so guys, you know what we do here, right? We do Fallout. We do Skyrim. We do Starfield. We want to do other things. We might be doing some Subnautica 2. We might be doing some what's that one that's just coming out next month. I can't There's several coming out this year that we'll probably be joining in and trying on this channel as well. But today we're doing Fallen World. And so, if you like this content, go ahead, hit the like button. Leave me a comment. And for sure, if you can, go and hit that subscribe button. We're 30 subscribers away from 1,000. You know what that does for us. That really helps out the channel. Once we get to 1,000 subscribers, it kind of legitimizes us. It makes us so that we can keep things going, right? It takes us from that free realm to, hey, we're actually benefiting from putting out videos, right? So hit that subscribe button if you can, and let's get in here. Let's get going. All right. Oh my goodness. Start a new game on survival. Yeah, yeah. Excuse me. All right. So be prepared. We're gonna die a lot. I'm gonna get frustrated a lot, and I am gonna do everything in my power to just get through this. All right. That's what's gonna happen here. You have successfully installed the cheat terminal. All right. I am surprised that actually worked. Okay. Oh snap. Okay. I'm gonna say what happened? What happened? Where's the lady? All right, we're not.
War never changes.
You're gonna knock him dead at the Vengeance Hall tonight, hun.
There
You
she
think?
is. All right, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna play the female role,
Ready and stop
even
blocking
though
the air.
we're gonna be covered up most of the time in this one. All right, let's make brother man. Let's get him close to my color. Yeah,
So
yeah.
handsome.
Shoot, I could even gone pale on that one. Tell you the truth. Let me just hit that again. Nope. Um, yeah, no. Okay, color. Let's see. Yeah, we could even go pale on that. That's more my color. Okay. We're not gonna mess with anything else. I could mess with his hair, make him more like me, but what did we decide? We decided we're going with the lady.
Hey, my turn, big
Yeah,
guy.
get on in here. Get in here, girlfriend. All right, come on. Well, she ain't really girlfriend here, right? This is wifey. All right, here we go. We got any presets? Oh, we do. We do. Look at all the presets. Okay, Aisha. Oh God. But it tells me something because if I'm not mistaken, I think there's a good one in here. Not Aurora. Ava. Bernard. Nope. Okay, Betty. Okay, Betty is just Bonnie. Oh my God, Bonnie. I love you to death, but no. Brina. Brooke. Gosh. Calais. Caprice. Cara. I'm not crazy about Cara, but I like the hair. I think that's the only thing I really wanted. I think that's the one that we gotta go with because of the hair. Cherry. Whoever we use, we should just keep their name. Okay, Klaus is not gonna work. Constance. Courtney. I want the hair up out of the face. Ooh, hurry. Daisy, Dakota. Oh my God, Dakota, get off the drugs. Danny, Dawn, Diana, Dirty Diana, Dina. Okay, nope. Elvira, no. Amelia, no. Emma, Erica, come on. Are you telling me the only? What in the world is going on with the? What's the white stuff on your face? What is the white stuff, Aloria? Amaya, Amber. God dang it. Amelia, who was the one up above? Ooh. I just want the hair to be different, right? Is she like a shade or two darker? We might be going with Amelia. Barbie, Beatrix, Becky, Bella. No, don't like the hair. Bernadette, Betty, Beverly. I think we're coming up to the F version. Who was it? It wasn't Kate. Callie, Caprice, Cara. It was Cara. Is that any different? Maybe I can just do the lips up differently. All right. Extras makeup. Little Susie makeup. All right. What color? That's better. Ooh, wait. Oh, that's getting there. Get a little darker all the way through. She has liner on, but I'd want the lips to be very close to the liner. Okay, I think that's it. So that's the last one. Okay, we'll stick with that. Okay, accept.
You look as good as
And then let's go back. I could put tattoos on her, I think. But I would love it if you would let me. I don't think you're going to let me mess with the face at all. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Nope, nope, nope. All right, all right, all right, all right. You win. You win. All right, let's go down here. Let's put some ink on you. Can I put Sean's name? Why?
Not bad. Not
And then,
bad
oh god.
at all.
Okay, okay, okay. A little more than I want. All right, that, and then I like that. Oh yeah. Okay, we'll stick with that. Okay.
My beautiful
Accept.
wife.
And right here, right here, right, right. All right. I don't think it's on this one. Dang, man. Okay. It is. Nope. 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 I think it's here. Rise and shine. I know. But guess what we'll do? We will fade it down. Yep. Yep. And we'll accept
yeah.
that one.
Yeah, that works.
And maybe we will actually remove that one. Where's the rose? The rose is too nuclear living. Wanderer. Yeah, I'm a wanderer. I go round and round and round and round and round. Where'd that heart go? Where'd that heart go? Oh, I don't want it there. Should I put a heart for myself? Right? For Dora? Yeah, yeah. We'll make what's his name Wonder? Nora, right?
Sweetie, you look.
Because what was her name? I done forgot her name. Oh my gosh. I done forgot her name. Now I gotta make up a name because I done forgot the name that we chose of the preset that we decided to go with. Man, I tell you. All right, let's look at body. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Picking it a little bit. Okay. All right, you know what? It is what it is. All right. Advanced. Oh yeah, okay. We are going to upper. Let's just see if that improves anything. I do want. All right, hold on. We're gonna improve that. We're gonna improve that. We're gonna improve that a little bit. Where is the apple? The apple of my eye. All right. Short of lip. Is that a little bit? Nope. I got mess with it. Okay. I didn't see it. Yeah, we're not gonna mess. We're not worried about all those. I just want to get that apple bottom jeans. Oh wait. One of the things that I do. Okay. Apple cheeks. Apple cheeks. Yep. We got to get those to stand out just a little bit. You know how we roll. You know, we got to look at it. All right, little sack. She's older. Get a little width in there too. Doesn't seem like that did anything. So, and it could just be whatever's right. All right. So we'll accept that. Overlays. Is there? Oh my goodness, you bet. All right. We're going to select that, accept, and then we're going to come back. Left arm. Roses and a clock. Let's just go ahead and accept that. We're going to put one on the belly. I don't know if we'll ever see it, but we'll know it's there. And of course, that's how we roll. And we went for legs. We're gonna put some roses. We're gonna put some guns and flowers. The buttocks. The buttocks. Right leg. Snake. And then the left leg. Where's the left leg? Okay. All right. I think that's gonna do it. All right. Now, the way if I read it correctly, it's gonna tell us that this is using the S7 system. So our skills are not really gonna be completely tied to our special. So they all start at 0, and then we pick 4 skills to tag, and they'll start at 15. And then we can pick up to 3 traits. That's kind of how I understood it. Confirm character. Yes, please. Yes, please. All right, some stuff is running. It's injecting a bunch of stuff. I know. It's like I can't help myself right now. I'm kind of giddy. We're driving up tomorrow to pick up my daughter from school, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. And then I know it's a long weekend coming up, but not for all of us. I got to work on Monday. Not the full day, just a couple of hours, but still, waking up at butt crack of dawn, 5:30 a.m. to go to work. Fortunately, my commute is about 15 feet. That's what I tell people. I say, yo, I've got a 15-foot commute, right? From my bedroom to my office. And that's where we're at. Okay. So this is where we are. So you can see, I'm going to say this, right? And this is more to prepare people for the type of playthrough that we're probably going to get, which is kind of inconvenient and kind of hurts a little bit. Okay, there it is, mod config. Okay, sweet. What I was kind of referencing and a little how do you say worried about was not having the mod configuration menu to mess around with, and specifically, me, the custom camera. So you can see the camera is off to the side, down, I consider down low. And that's not where I like my camera to be, especially since I really do like to play in third person until I get into serious combat situations or serious stealth situations indoors or out, where I need to then focus and then go into first person to do those things. So I kind of switch between, but for, most movement and just, traversing, different places, I, am fine in third person, and I will do some combat in third person. But when the combat gets serious and I need to concentrate and I need to focus on, or I'm in stealth and a lot of it's ranged, then I'll like to switch to first person to, basically line up my shots. So, right now it's still loading. So that's what's taking. All right. And then so for me, that is a significant thing, right? So I have to have my custom camera the way I need it for, especially for third person. And you see down low and off to the side is not where I need it for third person. So let's go ahead and see where we can find that. So give me a moment. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, just so you can see, I found it. All right, so what I'm changing is the camera. All right, I'm going to stick to this minimum ranges. I took the vertical standing up 5 for combat camera, up 10 for melee camera, and up 10 for horizontal right. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce this to 30, right? In the same situation, right? I'm going to actually increase that to 5, okay? And then so I think that is going to change a lot, right? And let's see, follower tweaks. I'm not gonna mess with that. Okay, ECO, real quick here, guys. ECO is something I added, and I actually was surprised that it's actually here. To be honest with you, quick modification. We're gonna turn that on. Be honest with you, I don't think I'm gonna mess. I'm not gonna mess with anything else but that. So those are on. Workbenches, not messing with recipes. Yep. So we got weave alternatives. Yeah, we need weaves, bro. I need weaves. Okay. We may not, but I do. So boom. All right. Um, enables ballistic weave recipes. All right. I'm turning that on. Okay. So it's equivalent to completing the railroad quest. All right. Um, so I'm gonna turn that on. So that's my cheaty. That's my cheat. Okay, that's what I'm doing here. This I added, and so in order to do so, you actually it tells you do not open the mod organizer. Okay, but the only way you can add these is to add them through mod organizer. So you have to open mod organizer, get them added, right? Then close and shut down mod organizer, and then when you open, but you got to make sure you put them in the right spot. So you got to figure out exactly where in the mod list you're going to put them so that they have the whatever mod you're adding so it has the least amount of impact and it isn't messing something up in the list, right? This is a very curated and detailed list. So add at your own basically right? I'm not claiming that I know what I'm doing. I kind of know what I'm doing. Okay? There's a difference between really knowing what you're doing and, being an expert and kind of knowing what you're doing. I get a lot of people asking me, "Hey, this doesn't work," or "Hey, this doesn't work." Guys, I can tell you what I know, but that's about it. A lot of times what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste in the Discord channel or the mod page for the particular mod you are talking about or for the mod list so then you can ask there. That is my first rule of thumb is go to the Discord, right? Go to the mod page, find the Discord channel, and then ask your questions there because that's where you're going to find basically an incredible group of people sitting there wanting to help you and waiting to like answer your questions. And then they will do their best to try to help you figure out exactly what's going on. And I find that to be the case for most of these. These guys, when they do this stuff, that's the kind of guys they are. This is what they want. You know what I mean? They really want to, they will help you as best they can unless you're really trying to do something that's kind of jacked, right? And then that's when you're on your own. You know what I'm saying? Look, dude, we say don't do that. And you're like, but still, I want to do that. It's like, okay, well, now we can't help you. You know what I mean? We're telling you don't do it, and you still want to do it. Okay, you're on your own. And then I don't blame them one bit for that. Okay, so extra, standalone, workshop menu. Get out of there. Okay, and then crafting is where we're at right now, and then survival hunter of the Commonwealth. I just want to check examine all, hide loot, show inventory option, knife requirement, blowtorch. I'm looking for something. I'm looking for something in fade to black, advanced time. Do not advance time. Nothing bothers me more than the advancement of time. When it just, let's see, disabled allows you to open the NPC's inventory from the HOTC inspect menu. That's Hunter of the Commonwealth. Inspect menu. I actually want that on. I want to be able to do that. So you can see, and then we got the game configuration. So you can see we could do stuff in here. We can mess with experience. We could do one last thing. So you can see the time scale is crazy, right? This one is 0. So that is the speed of the day. Low values may cause issues. Recommend lowest and tested value is 5. So in fact, that's what I was about to set it to. That's what I go with. And then if you come down here for quick settings, it has it somewhere. There it is, time scale. I set it to 5. That means for every 1 minute real life, 5 minutes pass in game. Okay? To me, that's acceptable. Okay? So that what that really means is for every 12 minutes that you're playing the game, 1 hour passes in game. I'm okay with that. So if you want, you basically, in order for a full day, for a full 24-hour day to pass, remember, you need, 12 minutes per hour. So 24 times 12. Okay, you do the math there. Okay, 48 plus 240 is what, 268. Is that minutes? Is that too low? I think that seems too low. 10 times 24 is 240, right? 10 times 24, right? 2 times 24 is 48. 240 plus 48 is 288. 288 minutes? Is that right? Does that seem right to you? So basically, every hour, 5 hours pass. Oh. So 5 hours and 48 minutes. Right? Or is it 6 hours and 48 minutes? Maybe 6 hours and 48 minutes. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. You see what I'm getting at, though, right? Okay. Yeah, math. Math ain't mathin', okay? And I'm not worried about mathing. All right, so we could mess with difficulty a little bit to make things a little bit easier on ourselves. To tell you the truth, you know what I'm saying? What does that mean? We could make the incoming damage a little less, make it a little higher, make outgoing damage a little higher, so we're doing more damage than we're taking, right? In survival mode, so I'll show you. I'll show you what it normally looks like. So it's 1-to-1, and that's not normal. That's not the way it normally is. Usually in survival mode is 2-to-1, right? Or 2 and then 1/2. Very hard. See, so the way the game is playing, right? It must have its own how do you say damage things going. So it just leaves this all at 1, right? So nothing's changing. It's just flat. And then so the game itself, depending on the enemies and things like that, is determining the damage taken and everything. Don't worry, this claims to be the hardest, so you know what I mean? What I would normally do right here, so there's damage done and damage taken. So the top one is the taken, the bottom one, this one down here is what you do, right? Sometimes I would bump this one up to like 1.25, right? So give 25% more damage. And then bump this one down to 0.75. You know what I mean? So we're not going to do that. And then if I wanted to, here we could actually increase the action-based points, right? So if we were using VATS and you have your action points, or if you were doing whatever, those action points that come down, you could boost this up as high as you want. Basically you can make yourself like a beast, right? And then you could come down here, same with health. You can adjust based on your special. So those are things you can do. And this is the GCM menu that I added. Okay, so this isn't standard with the mod. Okay, with the list. So you have to keep that in mind. Hold on one sec. Hold on one sec. Look at something real quick. I hate when salespeople come to my door. No one's invited to my door. Okay, so we're not gonna mess with that. You see, base carry weight is 200. Mm-hmm. Oh wait. Now, important thing. I did want to see this. So this is all turned on as it is. I'm not gonna mess with that. 100 to Commonwealth. We already messed with. One last thing. I don't think. First steps. Read here. Click to open. Critical game settings. Read this first. And then click option, enable your features, enable preset and configure, finalize. To make sure things work right, follow these steps exactly. So 1, apply, preset, and configure. What this is about to do is just mess up what I just did with the custom camera. Remember, right? Enable your features. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mess around with something, so I'll be right back. All right. So, yeah, there's a lot. Basically, you hit it for step 1, and then you have to kind of back out, go up to the top, apply the settings, come back down, go to step 2, then step 3, and then everything is hunky dory. And then I had to go back and fix my camera. All right, so skip the entire pre-war scene. Choosing skip teleports you to Sanctuary Hills, having already left Vault 111. If you want to play through the pre-war scene, choose continue. I don't want to skip all the way to Sanctuary. That's I don't I'm not a fan of that particular piece, right? I mean, granted, how many times have we, pushed through the vault, over and over and over again, right? But there are certain things you do inside the vault and certain things you collect that I think, are important to have when we get back to Sanctuary. So by the time we arrive at Sanctuary, boom. I'm going to, just for poops and giggles, right? We all know what the opening sequence is all about, what the tutorial parts are, and we know what happens at the vault. So we're going to go ahead and skip and see what happens. I'm not a fan of that, but we will do that just to see here what happens. All right. So first, we got to give ourselves a name. Since I can't remember who we decided to go with, her name will be Alana. We're just going to be Alana. Okay? All right. And then we only get 7 points. That sucks. Okay. So right there, I think 3 points are going there. So we got to pick. We're going to have a little bit of luck, some charisma, and then we got to go, right? We got to go here. I mean, literally, we got to go, right? Okay. So right now we're very smart. We are very smart. We can lift a few things, and we can actually talk in complete sentences. And our luck isn't awful. I mean, really, literally, that's who we are. And we're not even very smart, in my opinion. I think we're somewhat smart. Reason I do this though is because I know intelligence is a big thing as far as experience. So maybe we can improve all the other stuff as we go along. And that would be a big focus, right? And just improving everything. Because we need it. We need it. Oh my gosh. We need it. Okay. So now that we ended up back here, this is another one that I had. I will not play without. So anybody got a problem with that? Tough. But I won't play without this mod. She was a Marine. She doesn't have to be very smart to be one. I'm former Navy, so we used to pick on the Marines all the time like that, right? so they she enlisted, right? She made it to I think we're gonna you know what? I think we're gonna go she made it to corporal before she got out. She was an expert marksman. She made it to with close combat assault. And she was part of airborne. Okay, very light. So that's going to put her at level 10. Okay, light deployments. And for me, that is kind of key because what that means, I never believed or I never got on board with the whole idea that, the sole survivor is seasoned, right? I mean, that's what we learned. And yet we're starting out zero, level one with nothing. And I'm like, there should be at least a little something there. You should. And so that's why I like this mod so much. At least it does it. I gotta be honest with you though. I think, um, I think light combat should actually be level 5, and then medium 10, and then heavy maybe 15 or 20, and then severe because I believe it goes 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30, possibly. So I think 10 is too much of a jump, but that's what I'm going to do. So now your efforts in the wasteland have paid off. Choose one special stat to raise by 1. You can only raise stats that are below 10, right? So right off the bat, we get to raise a stat. I think for now I'm just gonna go strength, right? And I think it's like every so often every certain number of levels, which is probably why we can do this. Do you want to use the S7 system's default settings, right? Starting skill levels are not influenced by special stats and start at 0. You can choose 4 skills to tag. Tag skills increase by 15 and level 20% faster, and then you can select up to 3 traits. So we're going to accept that, right? Okay. So now we got to pick 4 skills. All right. And it's, oh, shoot. Don't tell me. Don't frick around with me right now. So if you're wondering what's happening, there it is. Okay. It was not moving. So, so first of all, there's too many skills, and 4 is just not enough, right? There should be, if you're really asking me, way it should work is this: you should have your 4 primary, and then maybe have, right, that are going to get increased by 15, and then you should have your secondary skills, right? So very similar to the way Skyrim used to do it, right? Or Oblivion did it, or some one of those that did it where you had your primary, right? This is your class. This is what we are. You had 6 base skills that would start out here, elevated. And then you had your subset, which was like another 10 skills, right? That started out, at 10 rather than 15. So here I would prefer the same if you went 4-6 or 4-8 as an option, right? Pick 4 skills that start out at 15, and then pick another 6 or 8 skills that start out at 10, right? The main reason that I say that is because, I mean, I gotta be honest with you. 4 skills is ish. It's nothing in truth. I mean, you just picking 4 skills and you're saying, okay, here we go, and everything else is at 0. What kind of hope are you having at this point, right? So for me, it's got to be, I got to have rifles. Um, right now, I gotta be able to do. I mean, rifles and pistols. I mean, because those are the 2 main guns you're gonna be picking up, and then I get heavily into modding my gear and my weapons, but there's no way. There's no way right now to do any of that. So what we're going to have to hope is those skills just build up fairly quickly from just being used. And I think that's how this works. And it kind of reminds me of what we saw in the other mod list, old New England, right? So then if I'm going to do that, then I got to look at skills like survival. I got to do this. I got to do that. I have to, just because I'm a pack rat. I loot everything, so I need to be able to carry around stuff. So what else is kind of right now is either going to be, I mean, what is this speech? Increased chance to successfully pass speech checks. So I mean, either we're going to try to talk our way out of stuff, so we need to get speech, or we're going to be looking at something like hacking or stealth, or because right now we can't open a goddamn on thing, right? So where is is thievery lock picking? Gain XP through stealing, lock picking, and pickpocketing. So I mean, right now, right? I want survival. I want armor smith. I want thievery. I want speech, bartering, leadership, hacking, and science, and first aid. So, and gunsmith and stealth. You know what I'm saying? Now, I understand that these other ones are going to go up fairly quickly, right? But starting out at the bottom, I mean, at 0 for some of these is it's a lot. It's a lot. All right. So we got to go thievery. All right. Accept. Yes. All right. Your efforts have paid off. Okay. So I think it's every 5 levels. So now we get the poke. I'm gonna have to do endurance. I need a little bit. You know what I mean? I need to be less of a glass cannon right now, right? I think endurance is gonna be the one. Okay. Get started. Open your inventory and equip a gas mask. The M1 821 or 8211 is provided. Consume a gas mask filter in the aid section. Below 20% of a filter remaining, your vision will be impaired. There are several boxes at the Red Rocket and in Vault 111 cog door room, right? It's like, wait a minute. You just skip Vault 111. Could you not have let us go through it so we could pick those up? Now we got to go all the way back, right? All right. They contain filters and additional supplies to help you get started. All right. First thing we got to do is all right, Lonely Wanderer. So I'm actually gonna pick that one up because it might be a little bit. All right, so real quick. Okay, so this is it. Idiot Savantage, Savantage, right? I think the only reason this doesn't really, because I think it's the lower your IQ. You're not stupid, just different, and that does apply. Randomly receive 5 times XP from any action. Receiving this bonus may trigger 3 times XP for all kills for a short time. The lower your intelligence, the greater the chance. You see what I'm saying? Rooted solid. Your part tree while standing still gain 50 damage resistance. Okay, well, we stand still a lot, so that might be something. Aquatic girl. Water is your ally. Breathe underwater, take no radiation damage while swimming, and become totally undetectable. You also swim much faster, however, suffer -5 move speed on land. Are we willing to do that? Guess what's going to happen now? I think I want the Lonely Wanderer, but however, since you aren't good with people, all charisma skills level 50% slower. We might need to just watch out for flying eyeballs, okay? Ghoul-like. Sure, you're still human on the outside. Rad damage slowly heals along with health in process. Some feral ghouls will randomly become friendly. Take less damage the more irradiated you are. However, due to muscle deterioration, the strength skill. Oh, hell no. Get some raise. +2 to strength and endurance between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Oh my goodness. All right, night only person. Retention. You're good at keeping the information you learn from magazines. Skill multiplier bonuses from magazines are doubled, but your big brain makes you an easier target. You take 15% more damage from all sources. Yeah, I know, right? I know. It's like, dude, is that the one you're really gonna take? But due to your skeleton's weight, all agility skills now level. No, we don't want to level slower. This is the one that I want, but it's holy cow! All charisma skills level 50% more slowly. More slowly. We have to take one more. We got to take two. I have to a minimum two. I don't need to do three, but I need to do two. Choose up to 3 traits or none. Um, we're doing it. Okay. Boom. All right. Let's players above level 1. Oh, wait. All right. In true Skyrim mode, you do not gain any XP towards a character level from quests, kills, crafting, or building settlement objects. Instead, all XP towards character level is calculated from increasing a skill. Increasing a skill from 15 to 16 would grant 16 XP. You must be level 1 to toggle on True Skyrim. You must have fixed plugin installed. Player is above, so we're gonna cancel. We're above level 1. It won't apply here. All right, we need to first of all look at this. Oh my God, that's way different. You can see we got some level ups available, but first things first. Let's get over here. So those pistols. All right, I think we need to favorite that right over there. God damn it. Okay, headwear. All right, headwear. All right, first of all, we're gonna favorite that. Stick it over there, and then we're gonna put it on. It said to put it on, and then we gotta remember we gotta do that. We got a wedding ring on, and we've got a vault suit or a casual outfit. We're gonna do the vault suit for now. Aid. First things first. Purified water. So we would have way more purified water right now. I'm gonna stick that there. Return medicine. Where's my stem? Oh no, not the MAME. It's the MAME. Yeah, we hate MAME. We do more so than any. The only thing worse than that is the wheeler. Oh my goodness. Okay, we got 9 med kits. What is the A1 plus and poison resist for 180 seconds? Revive down companion. All right, I'm going to stick that there. Oh shoot. All right, let's try that again. God dang it. And then we're gonna stick that one there. You wonder why I'm doing that, right? Because I disabled the what's it? Okay, so let's go in here. Let's hide ineligible perks. Okay. So right off the bat, we got 5 things we can do, right? I don't know. So you can see right off the bat, certain things are not available. Well, one, where's my armor smith? Probably because we're at 0, so we can't improve that. Looks like only just things that are strength related or thievery related. Yep, that are going to be available right off the bat. All right, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to hit toughness. Oh, there's armor. There's armor. Okay, we're going to hit that, right? Okay. Gun nut, hacker, and is there a locksmith? There is. So you can see we needed more. I should have gone with level 10, 15. I should have gone higher. All right, I am parched from a lack of water. Are you serious? Really? Really? You gonna do that to me right there? Why? All right. Well, hydrated. Oh, I love that. That is cool. Okay. Look at that. Oh, I love the more HUD. Oh, I love the more HUD, except for one thing. Okay, fast start location number 12. You can start lifting the location. Nope, no, thank you. We're good. We're good. This is where we want to be. All right. So, what I need, okay, you guys may not need this, but I need it. I need a reticle. I do. All right. What's in there, sir? Oh shoot. Takes a while for it to like notice. Okay. If there's anything in there, wood crates. Anything in there? I gotta wait a minute. Apparently I gotta wait a minute to see if there's anything in there. Laptop. Oh snap! Laptops. We got laptops going on right there. Can I have that car battery, please? Oil can, yeah. All right. Oh, take the wrench. Take the wrench. Take the wrench. All right, what do we got? Anything? Cardboard box. Oh, we got something in there. Okay. Not happy with that. Okay. Folder. Oh. All right. So, what's happening technically is this. We have a mod that I added. So this isn't going to be typical. This is not atypical, right? So you're not going to see this. What I've added is immersive containers. For me, that is it's a non-starter. I don't play without it. And so I always throw that in there. It's one of those. So basically, you see what it's doing here? So it is adding. First of all, it makes this accessible, right? Before, normally, you just would look at it. That's it. So it would be like this, right? But instead, now it's accessible, and it actually has something in there. And the same with the cardboard boxes. We'll take the lamp. I'll take the coffee pot. Reason being that I'm taking this stuff. And then, yeah, see why it's taking a moment. And then I bet if I go back, I think I have to. All right. So there's the three-piece suit. Suitcase. It's either going to have stuff in it or it's okay. And the dresser doesn't have anything. What's interesting is that it takes a moment, you can see, for things to populate in there. And then if I leave something in there and come back, then it becomes quick loot as opposed to where I have to activate it, right? So nothing populated there. What was that? Oh, did it automatically put on another gas mask? Oh, I better do that. I better get that sorted. How many gas masks do I have? All right. Gas mask filter replace needs to be. All right. It's not doing anything. All right. Here, try this again. Gas mask filter replace. Stick that. All right, cool. right? And then we need the wipe. Nice. And then the quick save. So you can see it's a little tricky, right? It's tricky to rock a rhyme. That rock a rhyme that's right on time is tricky. So, all right. So we got food, we got drink, we got the filters. So here, when I hit, you see when I hit down, it still comes up. This is the wheel that I'm not a fan of. And then you can see, reason I'm not a fan is because it's a little bit more tricky to work with the controller than possibly with a. So if I go up and then I can come down and do, and I'm more used to muscle memory has me just way more used to using the what you call it, the D-pad. I personally don't have a problem with the D-pad, but then I understand in the case here, right? Where let's see, we're gonna do this, and then I'm gonna exit, and then we're gonna come back over here, and then we're gonna transfer all the stuff we looted so far. I don't know if we need the gas mask on. It's said in the instructions to put the gas mask on. So, and then right now, again, some of these things aren't made. As you can see here, as we move around, that gas mask, it just isn't made. It's made more for, oh shoot, I forgot about that. It's made more for a first person, right? Did it come out? Did it come out? God damn it. Oh no, it's the manual reload. Where's the other one? Where's the other one? There was 3. Is that my AP? Oh no, it's not the. Oh, it's the what's the name? So what am I talking about with the AP? I'm talking about it's the AP drain. So basically, when you're crouched, AP drains. I personally am not a fan, undamaged, but it's flashing red on me. Why is that? So for me, I'm not a fan of it. And I guess the main reason is stealth purposes. And I think I'm more of a fan if you can train it, train it so that the actual drain becomes less and less as you become better at stealth, right? So if it was based on your stealth ability and you could train it so that you become better, and then I I wouldn't have made that much of a problem. I would still be the argument would be it's still the drain is too significant, you know. As a matter of fact, the drain should be nowhere near what the drain is for sprinting, right? And so it should be basically, in my opinion, probably a quarter of what it is for when you're sprinting. So if the calculation was based like that, and then I would be okay, okay, and then I probably wouldn't argue against AP drain for that matter. But I wouldn't, I'm just not. I'm just not a huge fan of it. It's just like it's one of the things, one of those mechanics that I think needs to be tweaked a lot more. Right? It's kind of like stress, like the stress mechanic in Skyrim. It needs to be tweaked way more. It's too detrimental. It's too intrusive into the game itself, and it shouldn't be as debilitating as it is. And here, this is my thing is, if I stealth across a room in the time that I get to you, and my AP is completely gone, and if that has any impact on my ability to attack you at that point, then you just ruined the whole stealth mechanic of the game. Okay, needed a drink there. So, for me, it's like it needs to go back to the drawing board some more. So, if I'm playing a lengthier um playthrough of this, that is one thing that I would go back and and tweak, right? Basically remove it, or just drastically, nerf it down so that it's not as
Only
huge.
had a
I have
bobby
no
pin.
bobby pins, okay. But because right now, how far am I able to move and before all my AP runs out? And again, like I said, if I'm a newbie at this and I have no skill at it, then yeah, it should be more significant than if I was an old pro, right? And I'm like high level at it. Then there's no argument there saying no. This it shouldn't be this way. Ooh, what was that? Um, but right now, that was a black float fly. All right, we're gonna come down this way.
I need to
This,
assign someone to this. I need to
like that.
assign someone to this. I need to assign someone to this.
I think everything in the garden. Right here. Um, I don't know if I need the what's the name. Gotta be honest with you. All right, hold on. I think I'm hungry. We're gonna take the radiation. Oh goodness gracious. But that helped. All right, we're tired. Oh my god. Get rid of that. Okay. So we gotta head over this way. Let's see what we're going at. All right. Well. Oh, nice. All right. So get up there. Oh, you got it. Empty. It's empty. It's empty. How are we supposed to get food? You can't be empty. All right, well, what? Okay. That's not what we were looking for. Come on now. All right. So what we got to do is in the houses, right? Even though it's smarter to be stealthy, basically what we got to do is just
No bobby pins.
no puppy pins. That's right. Right. Okay. So again, there's arguments that can be made, I guess, both ways. But for me, it's like, yeah, no, doesn't fly. All right. What's dark out? Why is it so dark? Okay, take the hammer. There's a screwdriver. Can we have a screwdriver, please? Thank you. I don't think there's anything usually. Oh, okay. Oh, God, dang it. That's not what I wanted to do. All right. Um, so certain things. All right. When we get close there, I'm gonna go to stealth, and you see for combat purposes. There you are. Can't see it. It's marked up. Get back some of our AP. Okay. Click that. Can't click that. Search. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Take the stash. Ooh, a gold bar and some caps. All right. So this is what I do to get myself basically not acclimated, but get myself started, right? You know, this is the start where I need to go around, clear out everything here so that, we can do things proper, right? And so this is the way we go about it. Um, can't cook anything because I got nothing, right? I don't usually leave town yet. Okay. Wow. You see that? All right. So you know what that tells me? Right there. See that? And I'm going to have to look at it. You see right here. Okay. So what that is saying to me is that I didn't put the immersive containers mod high enough up in the mod list, right? When I added it. This is what happens when you get that. I believe that's the cause, because I don't want to believe that it's the actual mod list itself. I'm going to say that the mod list is probably pretty stable, pretty clean, and curated the way it should be. So my additions, and then more than likely from my previous testing, usually this is brought about by simply just the immersive containers mod, because that does a lot. That immersive containers mod is actually doing quite a bit, and since it is doing so much, it does have a very significant impact on what you see happen, right? And it really does mess with the roads, which is crazy. But I think it's more because it's kind of touching every single, what we would call, container in the game. And as you can see, it's putting stuff in those containers, right? And changing them from being static to an actual active container. So I think that is why we see what we see. So what it will mean is that I just need to find a spot in the mod list where it's going to do the least amount of damage. generally a safe place actually to stick it is if you have any mods in there that are changing the map, right? As you can see, this is a very different map than the vanilla. So if you have, what the heck is going on? It won't come down. So yeah, you want to make sure it's above that, and then so I may have stuck it below. So that's one thing. There could be other things too. And I know that's a big thing for Skyrim, so I'm just assuming that it's probably the same thing here. Now, of course, there are scarcity type mods here, right? What do you call it? Something world, I think, probably does come into play. And I'm hungry again, but I'm also exhausted. Let's wait till we get ready. Alright, I don't want to talk to you, so we're going to go the other way. Why am I not wanting to talk to, um, what's his name? What house is this? This is not our. Let's go here. Alright. Oh, there's a helmet. Wow. Okay, wait, I don't want the helmet. Where's that your special? There it is. Wait. We are going to increase agility. Why am I increasing? Oh, I didn't want to. Why am I increasing agility? Because we just saw our APs barely. Oh, there's one more house. Oh, come on, reload, reload. Damn it. God dang it, takes like maybe like 12 shots to hit one time. No, nothing. Empty milk. Is it? Is it? And the funny thing is, Cogsworth just never, comes to investigate the 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 shots. It's like, dude, there's shots happening all throughout your town, and you haven't investigated once. Finding a lot of clothing. Can't open it yet. I don't think I found a single lot. Did I find?
Out of bobby
Nope,
pins.
not a single bobby pin found. I don't know how I feel about the fire. I think I find them more annoying than, anything else. Alright, so we're gonna come back here. Oh, we have a light. Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, shit. Is that me? I leveled up. Alright, I'm gonna take that. X12 leveled list distribution managed by Fallout Anomaly. Please click OK. X12 will be distributed to Institute, BOS, and gunners, as well as legendary spawns and vendors. Okay. God dang it. AR-15 start. All right. Okay, can you just do it? frick you need to tell me? Alright. Mute fruit that never see. Always go mute fruit. Not mute fruit, but mute. Get down in the cellar. Okay. Not putting the gun away yet. Doesn't it sound like somebody's down here? It's empty. That's nice. Alright, at least got some more water. That sucks. That's it. Oh my god, everything is empty. At least got some more water. What the frick, man? Just water? Man, this is where, okay, we got some gold bars at least. It's like, even the bear, they took the bear too. Seriously? You couldn't even leave the 10 cans. You took everything. Candy girl, you are my world. Oh my goodness. Why am I breathing so hard? When did this come from? Oh, look, hey, automatic the freezer. Spoiler, tyrant bosses. About ultimate T-virus. Stuck tyrant's solution. Thank you, CryoCell. Okay. So, holy schmoles. I'm not a fan of this. Alright, so that is the freezer. Automatic the freezer. And then we'll take this. Thank you. And this CryoCells. Basically, when you're starting up, there is a spot where you can say, go ahead, let's do the tyrants. And it's basically kind of like a nod to Resident Evil. So I don't know what they are. I just say, okay, go ahead. So we are going to see some Resident Evil like stuff in this as well. So not looking forward to it. Kind of looking forward to it. Not really, but kind of. All right. All right, we need to eat. We got moldy food. We got. We need to eat one of those. Okay. And we're going to need water. I think we're way hungry. Way more hungry than. What is going on with our can we take this off? Let's just take this off. Right here. Right, so first things first, let's take this off. Put the weapon away. Alright, this is us. This is us. Okay. And then we are hungry as all get up. So we're gonna have that and that and hope. Alright, yeah, that finally saved us. Okay. What time is it? It is midnight. It's almost 1 a.m. Alright, we're gonna sleep 8 hours. You can only sleep 5 hours on the bed, but it let us sleep 8 hours. Okay. You can't, oh, there it is. You can't sleep more than 5 hours. So we wake up still tired. What time is it? It's time to eat again. Okay, so we're gonna have to go in there and figure something out there. That is way too many times to need to eat. Like, we're constantly hungry. All right, what time is it? It says 8 a.m. Even though it told us that we couldn't sleep that long. All right, when we get out, radioactive. Oh wait. Okay. So, all right. Athletic skill up to 2. All right. See, I think the way this game is made, right? Well, not the way this game, but the way this mod list is made, you almost have to just be in first person the entire time. Ooh, it's Insta Match. Insta Match. It's a graveyard smash. Oh, hey, scavenging skill just went up. All right, does that mean we're gonna find more stuff? More stuff than that. Give me that ashtray. Give me that ashtray. What's that? Is there a crosshair? Crosshair's on. So there's a mod that's reducing it, and I will forever hate that mod. It's not the way I roll. Ah, look at that. Look at that. So, boom. Okay. So, ooh, fedora. Okay. Anything? See, now there's. See, these things. This right here would not normally have anything in it, and it still doesn't. But at least now you can access it. All right, what's in this? Okay, we'll take the weed out. We'll take a look at the crate. All right, is that the only thing? Take a look at this crate. Decide. All right, the ammo. You couldn't even have some ammo in there. Not even a little bit. Really? Okay. Mm-hmm. Don't need the launcher outfit. All right. I already looked into this thing. I feel like I'm missing this. Where we look. So one of the things that I could do, like right now, I want to test. I use my own, not my own, but I always add in. You see this? This is repair. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not going to say I hate it, but I'm not a fan because now you've taken away a good portion of the resources that we gather around. And then here's what I find kind of funny. So you can see there's right here, There's one tree, that's the one that's added by a mod, and then there's the original tree. You know what I mean? And then to me, it's like, you know what? I'm fine with the original ones. Okay, so what was that? All right. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to test this out to see if my mod actually is in play here. And we'll see in just a moment. Come around. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at, I don't know if I looted those. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, right there, that tells me the mod that I add, Crazy Earl's Scrapyard, is in fact working. Because you don't usually see this for, usually you scrap a car and it's 10 steel and that's it. I'm like, that's just not good enough. And so I do that. Is that OP? It could be. Does that make it so that, is that a little cheaty? Could be. I won't argue that it isn't. I will argue that I don't really give a darn. So you can see, like right here, modern house, we can repair. So we're going to hit that just to see what it looks like. All right. So you see what it did? Now we're kind of locked in right now. So we will actually have to get out of this. And then we can open the doors and see what a clean modern house is going to look like. So right now, the house is all repaired and fixed up and back to normal. Right? And, yep. And then so we can leave. Oh, at least it, oh gosh. Oh gosh. You done? You done? And then what it does is it only took 60. But you can see it's not overly bad. If anything, our major issue right now is these issues here where we got the disappearing ground, right? And that will keep happening. So it's not just like specific to here. It is going to keep on happening. So we can come back, and then this car we can't, right? So we're going to loot that. We can loot this one though, or scrap this one. We can scrap that, scrap that, right? And that. All right, so since we have 386 steel, we could take a look. I'm not going to fix that one. I want to kind of be selective as to which one. See how right now we're getting that happening quite a bit, and it's going to keep happening with the road. That to me is kind of like the biggest thing. All right, so we can repair, but I want to get this done first. Get that. Let's get the tires. So we can't do anything other than repair that. So we can tear down the door. And then part of me thinks one of the main reasons behind that is to kind of simplify a lot of the game mechanics, right? So kind of make it so that there's one less thing to have to actually worry about in the game. Kind of instead of allowing you to have, the freedom to figure out exactly what it is you really want to do. With all these particular game pieces and items that you're kind of stumbling across. So it's kind of like, okay, and then we've seen people build some pretty elaborate, pretty crazy structures, you know, given, the freedom to do so. So it's kind of, so you can see here, which is kind of interesting because if we do it from this point, right, and then say yes, we just fixed up the house, but we only use 40 steel to do it. Right, so that might be a thing there. So let's open the front door. Okay, and then let's go back. All right, so when we come outside, there's no repair needed. We only needed 40 steel to repair it. Whereas, right, and that. Can't scrap everything. All right, let's go back over here. And then, so right here, you need 200. Ah, ah, it. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I got it now. All right, so this house is demolished, right? You can't even go inside of it. So I hit the 200, right? And then boom, it is now repaired. It is back. It is fixed up. Here, in the case of this one, right? And the other ones that we have already gone through and basically repaired, it is still accessible, right? We can still get in here and do whatever with the house, right? So you can't hit the thing from outside, but inside you can come in, hit this little I forget what it's called, little horse thing, something horse, and next thing you know, your house is, it's going to be fixed. All right, let's see. Yep. Okay, so the furniture stays. Contents were transferred. And you can see it kind of changes things up. So, the crates where they were, those boxes got, clipped through the new shelves that were placed there. All right. Then there's the kitchen. Right. We're in our house. The door's now closed. according to this, I've not leveled up at all. Okay. I think we need to work on our definitions of level up, right? What does that truly mean? Mm-hmm. Do we want to talk to Codsworth? All right. Is the radiation still a thing? Like I said, see, it wants you the this list, right? Wants you to play in first person, literally.
As I live and breathe. Oh, it's really you.
Wait, you're still here, so other people still could be alive too.
Codsworth, you're still here. So, other people could still be alive too.
Well, of course I'm still here. Surely you don't think a little radiation could deter the pride of General Atomics International? But you seem the worse for wear. Best not let the hubby see you in that state, huh?
I don't like that line.
Yes, by the way.
Well, because it's so, in my opinion, it's very. What's the proper word? Is demeaning. It's almost. I want to say misogynistic in a way, right? So chauvinistic, and it's it's treating her as an object. Well, you better let him see you not at your at your prettiest or whatever. And it's like, really, seriously, you know what I mean? And so it's kind of it's terrible, especially with way times have become these days, right? Women are way much better, stronger than that these days than probably when this was originally written. It wasn't that long ago. It was only like 11 years ago, and they've always been strong. It's just that we men have only become better at recognizing that. Okay, well, they came into the vault, I think, is what we're going to hit them with. Yeah.
They came into the vault. Maybe you saw them. They had guns and strange outfits.
Only Miss Rosa's boy running around in his Halloween costume more than a week early. I swear, the nerve of that woman leaving her brat unsupervised. Not like you, Mum. You're the perfect mother. And Sir is, where is Sir, by the by?
See, it's so clear out right now. I feel like the mask can come off. I think the mask, it doesn't need to be on all the time. All right, so they killed him.
They killed him.
Oh, Mum, these things you're saying, these terrible things.
It's like he's incapable of listening.
Yes, a distraction to calm this dire mood. It's been ages since we've had a proper family activity. Checkers, or perhaps charades. Oh, Sean does so love that game. Is the lad with you?
Sean's been kidnapped. I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna get my baby back.
I think that was one of the first things we told him, right?
You're suffering from hunger-induced paranoia. Not eating
Hunger-induced
properly for 200
paranoia.
years will do that, I'm afraid.
Look, it doesn't matter. I feel fine.
Doesn't matter how long it's been. I feel fine.
A bit over 210, actually, Mum. Give or take a little for the Earth's rotation. minor dings to the old chronometer. That means you're 2 centuries late for dinner. Perhaps I can whip you up a snack. You must be famished.
All right, so we're gonna hit him with the "you're acting kind of strange."
Codsworth, you're acting a little weird. What's wrong?
Our charisma should be. Oh, it worked. I was gonna say it should be low.
It's been just horrible. 2 centuries with no one to talk to, no one to serve. I spent the first 10 years trying to keep the floors waxed, but nothing gets out nuclear fallout from vinyl wood. Nothing. And don't get me started about the futility of dusting a collapsed house. And the car, how do you polish rust?
Hey, look, you need to focus, bro.
Stay with me, pal. Focus.
I'm afraid I don't know anything, Mum. The bombs came and all of you left in such a hurry. I thought for certain you and your family were dead. I did find this holotape. I believe Sir was going to present it. To you as a surprise. But then, well, everything happened.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you, Codsworth.
You're welcome. Now, enough feeling sorry for myself. Shall we search the neighborhood together? Sir and young Sean may turn up yet.
Already checked.
Codsworth, I already looked. They're not here.
Then they're really gone, aren't they? Oh, Mom.
All right, look, you gotta help me.
Sean's out there, Codsworth. I need to find him.
What about Concord, Mum? Plenty of people there. And last I checked, they only pummeled me with sticks a few times before I had to run back home.
All right, I like these people already.
There's still people alive in Concord?
Yes, although they're a bit rough. You remember the way? Just across the southern footbridge, out of the neighborhood, and past the Red Rocket Station? I shall remain here and secure
All right.
the home front.
So here's the dealio. I don't think we need the mask on. I'm not even sure that it's truly working the way it's supposed to. I'm gonna take that off. I'm gonna get the door open. And then, yeah, look at us. Look at us. All right. So this is part of the TSS MSR. So it is the sole survivor military service record. So this comes fully stocked with a whole bunch of stuff. Right? So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the weapons first. I'm going to take a combat knife. We're going to take that for sure. Ooh, sniper rifle. We're going to take the hunting rifle. Or should we take the... We're not going to take bow. We're not going to take that. Oh, we're taking that. Oh, we're taking that. And that. Okay. Army fatigues. We need help. Take that. I think I'm gonna take army. Combat armor helmet. Actually. And then there's mods. I don't think I. Combat rifle hard. Take those. And there's ammo. Ammo has weight. I'm not a. Oh no, these are mods. Okay, never mind. Well, mods have weight. Okay. I thought I took. I thought. What was I just? What did I just take? If I didn't just take. Okay, so we're gonna take the 10 millimeter, the hunting rifle. We'll leave these because we don't need them right now. Now, oh, ammo. Yes. Okay, so ammo has weight. Okay. I'm not a huge fan of ammo having weight. Main reason I'm not a fan of ammo actually having weight in a lot of these games is because of the way the game plays out. You need to carry around a ton of ammo with you basically to take down some of these enemies that you're going to face because they're going to be kind of bullet spongy. If it really worked, if it really was true damage, right? Headshots took things out just like that. Or, there was a mechanic for surrender or, run away or, uh, what do you call it? Debilitating, not debilitating, but, basically incapacitating the enemy as opposed to needing to just take them all the way down and kill them, right? So if there was ways to do that, so you don't need as much ammo, then yeah, let's go ahead and do that. But the way it works now, right, is you're required to carry around how many caps do you need to buy stuff, right? That you got to carry around. So you got to carry around thousands of caps, and if they have weight, then you know what I mean. You're weighted down by that just because of the way that the game mechanic work, and it's like so there should be some give and take. And I understand the whole wanting to make things as realistic as possible, right? And make things as harsh as possible. But at some point, you still have to say, okay, yeah, I get it. I understand, right? And there's no need. There's no need for that to be as difficult, or there's no need for us to make it like that. We have to, that's a concession that we can make. And unfortunately, that is not the case. And then so right there, I just, you know, so at least we have a stockpile of ammo, available to us. Let's see.
I'm coming, sweetheart.
Blast radius. All right, so we know we can always come back here. Not really expecting anything in the drawers here in this room. There's a lot of. All right, let's get that.
Hell yeah.
Okay. See, even the third person moving moving seems a little awkward. So again, like I said, I just don't think this list was really truly made with third person, especially with the need to with the gas mask, right? And at any given time, you're gonna have to be able to switch back and forth, switch in and out of the gas mask, and you're supposed to. So that's supposed to be a thing. Okay, so now that we have kind of gone through and collected quite a bit of stuff, one of the things I'm gonna have to go into is the survival menu and turn down how fast we get hungry. for me, that it's happening way too quick, and in my opinion. And then the beauty of things is, especially in these situations, we are all entitled to our opinion, and there's not one perfect way that everything needs to be done or should be done. And for me, it's like, well, look, you know what? I'm going to do things my way because it's my game, and because you know I'm the one that's playing it. So I'm the one that's gonna has to sit and either enjoy or not enjoy it. And so things like um some of these mechanics do play a major role in whether I'm enjoying the game or not. And then so they will, for me, I will, decide what stays, what goes, what gets tweaked, and what's not. So for me, the hunger thing is like the I mean, because you're constantly hungry. Um, so let's do this first. We got a lot of stuff that we can go. So I'm gonna go with that, and then I'm gonna switch to army fatigues right now. I don't have any. I do have this, but I don't want to wear it just yet. Accessories. And we have the headwear, and that one's favorited, so that's good. Okay. Why is the military cap not part of it? Oh gosh, yeah. Now you see how that appears and disappears. So that is I promise. One of the first things I'll do offline is go into the mod list, readjust, and I don't know if that's really going to make a difference. Um, when I go back into the launcher, I'm hoping it does. So let's get over on the other side. We're gonna pick up the dog. My weightlifting skill has gone up. So what is he? Uh-oh, he's got a ray gun. Oh, he's got a couple of med kits. Much appreciated. Some ammo. Microfusion cells. We'll take them. Waster Strongman armor. I don't, but that looks actually. I'm gonna check that out. Okay, I'm sorry leaving you underwear, bro, but you know what? Where's the fire iron? Iron's gone. Okay. So let's just check that out, right? All right. So it's not gonna be here. Maybe it's under armor. There it is. Strongman armor. Okay. What's that black thing on my shoulder? You see that? I don't know what that is. Got a little midriff showing. Are we okay with that? Okay. Let's go up in here. Because there's stuff with that. And we're going to see if that one actually has anything in it. And it does not. Okay. That's unfortunate. Let's do the radiated crisp meat fruits. And there should be one other irradiated thistle plant around here, and then possibly a couple more meat fruits. Thistle. Let's see. There it is. Alright. Wait, what happened here? Alright, that's the filter replace. What happened to the white? place. Where's the wipe? Am I out of wipes? Did I didn't get rid of it, did I? I don't remember getting rid of it. But I don't have a wipe. Why is that? Oh my gosh, that's, I don't know what a survival pack is. Okay. 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 We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Let's check this guy out. You got anything in there? I'm hungry from a lack of food. Gosh, I'm hungry all the time. I am kind of hungry right now, so it's all right. What are we gonna eat? Some instant ash. Your stress has developed into right there. Your stress has developed into a mental issue. What freaking? Well, I mean, we have had some stress, but god dang, man, it's a little. That's just a little quick, man. You know, do I need to? Hold on. Where I got water. That's all I got. Is my stress because I'm always hungry? Okay, we got to do this now. We got to do this now. I don't know where it is. Survival mode overhaul. I think that's where it is. Difficulty. Difficulty. No. Encumbrance. No. Fast travel. No. Needs. Nope. That ain't it. I can tell. Oh wait. Hunger rate. I thought I saw it somewhere else. Maybe this is the one that's actually the one that's working. All right, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it down to 4 and see what that's doing. I don't know what these are. Thirst. Cut that down to 4. Those sleep needs is on. I don't see. Okay, so basically, I'm always tired right now. Okay, boom. All right. Greet the dog. Hey, buddy.
Hey, boy. What are you doing out here all by yourself?
You lose your owner?
You lose your owner, buddy? Okay, then. Let's stick together.
Now, I do want to look here. All right, so I got pistols. I got 2. This is the one that I got, and then I got this one. So those 2 are the same. So I'm not working on them. Rifles. All right, so we got a heavy frame hunting rifle. I want to favor that. Okay, but obviously that does not work the way it should. It's gonna take a couple. Oh gosh. All right. Thank you. All right. Nope. One more try. There it is. Man. All right. Can we try this one too? Nope. There it is. All right. Favorite it. Finally. Let's, we got no rounds for that one. We got 100 rounds for that one. And we got 19 for that one. All right. Maybe we need to stick with this. Don't yell at me. It's dark all of a sudden, too. What is this? Alright. Okay, there we go. We need to do this. Because I didn't get everything off yet. Alright. I need to delete the box, but I don't think I really care. We got more gas. take the T-49 leg and the arm. All right. We're not gonna activate the workshop. Close. What's gonna happen here soon? There's no bats. Getting radiation. Storm coming. Go. God dang it, don't reload. No! What I know. You're making me waste the medkit on you, bud. Oh my god. Was that a pig? It said pig. Was that? Is there anything? And then they can't all be empty. Dude, this is where we get the majority of our food. Alright, so oh look, hey, a legendary. Oh, I needed that. Oh yeah. Thank you for that. Give me one of those. Alright, so our filter's actually being used. Hey, look at that. We got some more filters. Alright. I am not mad at that. Why is that? Got anything in there? Anything? Whenever we go, filters all over the place. Gosh. Alright. I don't even know what these things are, but cardboard box. That's a look anything. Scissors, pencil. Alright. Breathing. I'm having trouble breathing. I am overtired from lack of sleep. I'm annoyed. Well, I'm not, but Alright, here we go. Take that. We gotta get some sleep. We gotta go back to I think we can make it back to the sanctuary. And then we'll make a proper bed. And then we'll sleep. I think that's the plan, right? That is the plan. What's it? Ladle. So what I normally do, anything, usually just some moldy food. Okay. So, okay. Medkit? Yes, please. Thank you very much. Please and thank you. Alright, I'm not going to go further down because it got dark on me real quick here. And maybe there's a reason that they have it set to 0. right now. I wonder if it's blinking red because we don't need it, right? So when it starts blinking red, that means, hey, you can take it off. We'll see. If that's the case, we can switch. See, for third person though, without a reticle or crosshair, yeah, I'm clueless. I'm clueless what I'm aiming at, and you can tell I'm already challenged when it comes to aiming as it is. We need to do, hold on. God, I gotta hit the button. All right, survival pack. What is that? Did I hit that? Survival pack consumed. Saving progress on active. All right, let's see. What did I do? All right, I think it might have. So we got to be careful about the streets because one time one of them opened up, I fell down, and it was like I had to use some console commands to get up out of there. All right. So first things first, let's get in here. I don't know what was in there actually. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that in here. Stick that right there. We'll come around real quick here. We'll hit this thing. So this is my house. Oh, the door stays open. Okay. All right. You want to do it that way? You want to play it like that? I don't know if I want to get rid of that yet. I will tear down that. Okay, let's see. We'll sleep 8 hours. Or at least we're gonna try and see if that actually helps us a little bit. We feel we feel well rested. How about well rested? Let's try that. And then dog meat is hurting. I don't know why dog meat is hurting. Is he still hurting? Did we not? Did we get interrupted? Ooh, we'll have some sugar bombs. And unsatiated from lack of food. You are unsatiated. And we'll eat one of those too. My survival skill. You would. I don't know that I can. All right. So as you can see, none of the food that we're eating is actually helping at all. Right? To make us feel less hungry. And that is a problem, in my opinion. Because I'm not sure what's causing that, right? But something's not talking to something. I am curious about something, so I want to hit this real quick. What does this do? All right, sanctuary roads. Okay, we're gonna repair. I want to see what that does. And that might be because that might solve our conflict. So let's go look. Let's go look. So far, so good. Having a little bit of an issue. Remember? Oh, oh, oh. There it is. There it is. There it is. Major. And I think the reason being is because right here, this is normally not lootable, right? And now it is. So that's one of the items that it's gone in and updated and changed. And you can see, I think that's where we start to have our issues right here, right? And that's where we see it. Now, so that is something that I am going to have to address and look at. How am I feeling about this outfit? Not good at all. So we will have to figure something out. Because in truth, for right now, this is what we should be exporting. We should go that route with the hat, and then armor. This one here, cryogenic boil. There we go. And then, if I'm not mistaken, ECO should allow us to do this. You see how it's clipping through? Third person stuff. So if we come in here, and I go, yep, alright, options, right, appearance, invisible. So now it's gone. But one of the things we can do is we can build it. I'm just doing that. It doesn't matter. But you can see the paint. I can say invisible paint, or I can say it's shadowed leather if I have everything necessary. And then the other thing is I can do this. Hit that attach point keyword. Now, if I had the stuff, I could put a weave. I could put ballistic weave on this. Okay? Apparently we are going to need that. Not only can I do that here, though, but I can do that here with the gas mask. I can do it here with this, right? I don't like it, so I'm not really worried about it. Also, you can see it's already attached here, but then I can come and I can do this, and then see armor enhancements. I'm not going to put a second weave on there, and then miscellaneous, and then you can see this right there, protection modifier. It doesn't really play into this one, but it would play into this one somewhat. So if I went 20%, you see that, 40%, so 100%. And you see it only boosted it a little bit because it's boosting off of the base value. And then so I'm not mad at that. And I don't feel overly cheaty with it. So there you have it. And then we can say it's unscrappable. We can't scrap it. So it's ours. And then once we have enough stuff, we can actually even, not this one, but we could change it from if we had the supplies, from light armor to heavy armor to medium armor, and since it's invisible, it doesn't interfere with what we're trying to portray. But again, because of certain issues and things like that, like I said, with the gas mask, and I don't know, the movement seems very clunky and awkward in third person. So I think really it just feels, so I'm not saying for sure, just feels like it really was meant to be played in first person. And what we need to do is figure out what is going on with what is really going on with our with the hunger, right? Because nothing we're eating is actually helping our hunger at all. And that is annoying, to be honest with you. So, I don't know. I don't know. So those are things I'll be looking at, investigating. But this is it right at the start. I think I gotta be honest with you. I think the combat is interesting, right? Not having a reticle or a cursor, not a cursor, but a crosshair is for third person is really difficult. First person is not as hard, right? Well, my aim is still bad, but it's not as hard. The Like I said, the lean towards really everything working better in first person just means that's probably what we're going to be doing. So I think at this point, I'm worried less about what the outfits look like and everything like that, as opposed to just making sure everything works the way it should. I am concerned about, like I said, hunger. That just seems I can't be hungry all the time, but it could be stress. And then so that's something I'm gonna have to look at. Um, right. One other thing, dog meat. Why the f are you down at 0 hit points?
Hey,
You know, start a conversation. Hold on. Equip your companion.
wait there.
I didn't want him to wait there. I wanted. That's all. Okay. God.
Come
damn it.
on.
Okay. He's barking at me like, dude. All right. So, I mean, yeah, there will be another. There will definitely be more multiple episodes, right? We got to get into Concord. We got to figure out how that one's going to work. We got to see what combat really is like, not just fighting, rad roaches and blowflies, um, and mole rats. So we got to see that. Also, I'm kind of curious about the radiation system. It doesn't seem. I was expecting it to be more impactful, and for the radiation requirement and the mass requirement to be more often and kind of like just a thing if you want to survive or exist, you know, out in the open. So I'm kind of curious about that as well. Um, we also got to get the immersive containers at the right spot in the load order to fix this part. If you get it in the right place, then this won't be an issue. And it really just needs to. Right now, I think it's Previs Bean or something like that. That's the mod that's doing all this and doing this, right? That one, or it's the repair. So basically, it has to be before that mod, not after. So if it's after, then that's where I got to move it. I got to move it up and above. If it is already after, then I got to look at a couple other mods. But no matter what, um, to see where I need to move it up. But based on what I'm seeing, it needs to go up in the list, not down. And we'll see. So, guys, we're going to leave it here. You know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Peace.